Hello, I'm Stuart Eglin. I'm Director of NHS R&D Northwest. This is the second podcast series. In the first series, we interviewed people who are research leaders here in the northwest of England, and we called that the Research Champions. This series is called Edgewalkers because we're interviewing people who walk the edge of organisations, challenge the status quo, and are working towards improvement of the health system here in the northwest. I hope you enjoy the films.
Well, yes. So I've challenged everybody from governments to my bosses to people that I personally have good relationships with. So I think the responses range. I mean, as you'd expect, from the point blank no to the no but to the yes. I started off in my career. I was speaking at a party conference, and I remember the chair of the session had a great line which has stayed with me ever since about what you need to be if you're a campaigner or a challenger. And she said you need to be positive, so you constantly need to be putting forward solutions and ways forward. You need to be persistent, so you have to be that little terrier that never lets go of the issue, and find new ways of tackling the issue and presenting the issue, and really listen to your audience, because sometimes the rejection is purely through misunderstanding. And so listening to that audience and flexing and thinking about how you tackle the debate is really, really important. And then you've got to be, you have to be patient. If I was brutally honest, my personal ambition would be have an anthology of poetry published in the next 5 years. That's the most important personal ambition I have. Nothing to do with work. If I did have a work ambition, well, I do have lots of work ambitions. I think it would be probably a couple of things. One is I'd like to see a bringing together of the international community of people who are involved, public people who are involved, citizens who are involved in research across the world. I think there's a growing global community, and I'd love to see that come together in some way, in a stronger way. We need to reach out to ethnic minorities, the new groups of people who are coming into the country, and if we don't do that, then we're not going to have relevant research. We're not going to have research that's going to reach out and meet unmet need. So I think those are the two things that I professionally have an ambition around. So I had a great piece of advice from someone when I started the national director job, and they said, do what you think you should be, do what you think's right until someone says no, and then continue to do it. So my advice would be a little bit along the lines of some of the other things I've said during the course of the interview is to, if you are challenging, if you are trying to remove boundaries, go in expecting that you will be rebuffed on more than one occasion. You have to pick yourself up. You have to think about what people are telling you and think about the arguments you need to articulate in order to persuade and influence people. And I think the two other things people have taught me over the years is to be inclusive in how you do it. So I don't think you really force change very well by being divisive. You have to be inclusive about it. But also to be polite with it. Politeness goes a really long way, particularly in the sorts of areas of debate that we have. I don't mind people standing up in meetings and challenging me that what I'm saying is wrong, but they've immediately lost the argument if they're not they're not polite and they don't respect the values and principles that are happening in that room. So I think those are sorts of advice I would give to people.